Hey Libras, and welcome back to Deku Tarot and to your love reading for December 2019. Alrighty, so this is for Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If it doesn't resonate, guys, the messages aren't for you. I highly recommend going to watch your general readings for your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, especially for this month. It is the end of the decade. It's a lot of really big energy kicking up and starting things for the year ahead. So definitely check it out. Definitely check out the Gemini full moon reading. There were some really important astrological messages, especially at the beginning of that for everybody. So I think it's important to check that out as well. Let's get into your energy though, Libra. All right, let's see here. Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're using the Aquarian Tarot. And we're going to see how this month in terms of love is playing out for you. We're going to look at your energy in terms of love and romance first. I'm sorry, my hair is like getting stuck in my face right now. All right, what's your energy in terms of love and romance this month, Libras? Ooh, okay. And what are your goals, your focuses for this month in terms of love? Okay, I really like that. Okay, your general energy is a bit interesting. I will say that. We get the Seven of Rods first out here, and then we get the Empress reversed. When I get that, there's kind of a combative energy here because the Seven of Rods is just, I just always feel like he's a bit defensive. I mean, not as much, it doesn't really focus on the boundaries where the Knight of Rods is, but the Seven of Rods is that defensive energy. We're kind of it feels like holding ourselves up against somebody. It just feels like our principles might even feel like they're under attack this month. But with the Empress reverse, it kind of feels like it's coming from this really, I don't know, self-centered place that's not healthy. It's coming from a place of course, this has to be about me. Of course, this is a problem having to do with me. And of course, like, you're trying to come at me for X, Y, and Z reasons. And I would really, really watch that kind of energy here. Don't pop off just because somebody said something and you take it the wrong way. So I would really watch that kind of energy. Your energy is just very, it's very defensive and very much, it just feels like scattered in terms of its energy. And when the Empress is reversed, it's kind of a position I see of, I'm not going to see that where I did anything wrong in this situation and I'm doing no wrong and it's not my fault or anything. So I would just watch. You might end up, just getting into a bad mood. Maybe it's because of the season and a lot of people asking a lot of you, and maybe your partner or somebody that's interested in you is just asking you out, and you could be taking things just the wrong way and getting very defensive. And I don't know, it's just like it's just not a really great energy to be in, if I'm being honest. But your goals and your focus is strength. So you are trying to work through some stuff here. And again, I would recommend going to watch at least the first 5 minutes of that Gemini full moon video, because there's a lot of weird toxic stuff floating around right now this month, and it's a lot of weird, uncomfortable stuff to work through is really coming up here. And it's very much for you, all in your roots, where your security is, where your stability is, because Capricorn is your 4th house. So we're really trying to understand, what it is that we're looking for in a family, in a situation, and what do we need. So we could be getting defensive, as some people might try to, root us down in some way, or, try to act in ways, or, push forward agendas that for you are just not working anymore, because you're shifting. You're really looking again at your stability, your framework, your living situation, the people that are closest to you. How do you want to live? Who do you want to live with? Who do you want to be? It's like you're changing from your roots up, and I believe that's what we called your video, from the roots up, because that's where we're changing. You're getting a lot of strength and a lot of stability through really working through all this and seeing where you stand. There's a lot of perseverance with strength, and it asks a lot of you this month to stay strong in this weird energy and to not let not feel personally attacked by it. That's really what I'm getting here. Because you might feel that everything is a personal attack this month, and it's not. So let's see how this month plays out for you in terms of love and romance. And again, this is just general, not like couples or singles. We'll see if things like specifically come up, but I'm just doing general love reads. So let's see. I like that. Ooh. Sorry, I'm going to drop these cards. But where there has been disorder, where things have felt out of alignment, out of balance for you, and that's a big feeling here, obviously. You can find your way through it, but you're going to have to really rely and listen to your instincts, your intuition. The High Priestess comes up a lot this time of year. We're not in Pisces season yet, but there is this push from our intuition, push from within to seek out more answers, to seek out more stability and security. And it's not really a rushed process. How does this month? Oh, I love that. All right. Come on. Yeah, we're getting there. You need to move beyond some heartbreaks within our mind. I think that some of us here are really needing to look at, you know, it doesn't even have to be a love heartbreak. It could be a friend, a family situation, some kind of trauma or heartbreak in your life, something that felt like you'd stabbed your heart, stabbed you right in the heart, stabbed you right in your feelings and emotions. You are kind of working through some stuff again, and I think it has a lot to do with, again, working from the roots up here. You're really confronting some demons and some dark stuff. And that's why I recommend to go watch the first 5 minutes of the Gemini video and for your video, because again, you're working through this very much what surrounds you. So if you've had trauma in family, if you've had loss, if you've had heartbreak, if you've had a partner leave you, or you have to move out, or something to do with, again, your home space, your fourth house space there. And again, it's not all fourth house for you. You have to look at, you know, again, what your rising is and where it all falls. Go check out your chart. But so again, it could fall into a different place for you. You're going to have to really evaluate where that is. But regardless, it feels like there's trauma and a heartbreak from the past that is finally, I don't know, you guys kind of tend to push back on dealing with certain real situations and feelings. You like to keep things even and aligned, and you know, everything is good for everybody. So I don't have time to take out to emotionally work through something, or to work through a loss, to work through a heartbreak. You know, I just got to keep going and be fine. And you have to, yes, keep going, but you're gonna have to really internally confront this, really seek out some answers, really seek out, you know, why is this still bothering me, and how do I rid myself of it, and how does it change my perceptions of love and how I approach love. There's a lot of change in terms of our unhealthy, you know, ways in terms of getting love that are coming in around this time as well. I'm doing this right before that Gemini full moon, and a lot of that stuff is going to come into focus. How do we communicate, and how do you get love? Are you trying to get it when you don't feel love by, you know, causing scenes and problems and fights, etc., or, you know, withdrawing and being more passive aggressive? No, we have to look at how we communicate and move beyond that. Eight of Rods is reversed right after the Six of Swords, which is kind of interesting here. It does feel, I don't know, I kind of want to get a clarity on that, because, or get some clarifiers on that, because after that it's really nice, but that kind of really is a weird little spot there. So I'm going to look at that actually. Wow. Okay. Transformation of a relationship, of a situation, and it is successful. It's good. I know I made some weird like breathing about that, but it's because these were the first guys out right under the Eight of Wands reversed. And the Death card, yeah, it feels a bit harsh, but at the same time, it is rebirth. And Knight of Swords feels a lot like in our head and in our communication, in our ability to communicate love and to not especially I don't know why I'm getting this. If social media gets in the way of your relationship for some reason or any reason, you got to put an end to that this month, and you will. You have to stop scattering your energy and your attentions and really come together. It feels like one-on-one. Let's talk about love. Let's really reconnect. Let's really fall back in love again. And I say that because, after that we get the Six of Wands. You have the Sun, the Six of Wands, and they're right underneath this beautiful message at the end of your month going into 2020. The World and the Ace of Rods. That's new beginnings, new passion. That's brand new energy coming in. And it's also passion, reawakened passion if you're not leaving a relationship or a marriage situation. It's really good. It's communication, but it's also fire. Fire's lit. Also very phallic, very passionate energy for good times physically. It just feels like there's an awakened love here. And it comes from a place where you weren't seeing how this was going to come together. It's like, okay, I want to move on from this stuff, but when I try to talk about it, it's like I'm still stuck here. And why is that? Because we have to look at this on a deeper level and find a way to communicate. It feels like there has to be an end to how we proceed with this, with what we're working through, and how we proceed from there. So try out different ways. Talk to your partner. If you're in a partnership, talk to somebody, but there has to be a transformation here in our mindset and how we communicate our feelings, how we communicate with each other in relationships. And again, if there's social media for some reason getting in the way, or digital stuff that hasn't been working for a relationship, I really do think that if you cut that out, it feels like we enter all this really wonderful, successful energy here. I mean, the Sun in this deck is very romantic feeling. We have two people here coming together and really looking at each other's eyes. It's like really seeing each other for the first time. Really seeing each other in a new light is how it feels to me. And it's beautiful with all these sunflowers. It feels like there's a blossoming of a relationship, and seeing a partner in a new light, or seeing somebody in a really beautiful way. Like, I see you, you see me. Like, now we have this triumph and success where it feels like there was miscommunication and maybe a sense where, I don't know where this is going. Maybe I should leave it. Maybe I should let it go. But there's a transformation. And it's very, very beautiful. It offers you so much in terms of, adventure, excitement, the happiness that you're looking for. And healing. And by Aquarius season, I feel things are going to be in a really beautiful place for you. We might be having things happen that we've only dreamt of. I don't know, it just feels like Aquarius season holds all, like, I don't know, whatever is happening now is going to be happening until Aquarius season. So all this good energy is sticking around until then. It's really nice. It's really beautiful. We also have Venus moving into Aquarius on the 20th. And that's, again, in your 5th house of romance, creativity, entertainment. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. I was like, I don't know why it feels like I was like choking there for a second. Excuse me. But the Star, again, is this beautiful, healed, amazing energy. It feels like a really healed aspect of yourself. You've healed from the past, and you will continue to heal until Aquarius season, but by then you're going to be in a really beautiful place. So things seem on the up and up for you in terms of love. They seem really, really good. I'll pull a couple cards of advice and guidance. But in terms of how things are playing out, what needs to end is ending. What you wanted to come in seems to come in. And if you're willing to be a little bit vulnerable and talk about your feelings, whether they're about romantic feelings or whether it's opening up about some hurt, some trauma, some past with a partner, a loved one, or even a therapist. It's like if you open up this month to work through some stuff, you shall receive in bigger and better and more beautiful ways than you could imagine. So if you feel like there's a block here with how we can move forward or how we can communicate, I would recommend asking for help. I would recommend ending the way you were trying to communicate and finding a new way to do so, finding a new way to approach this whole situation. Let's get some advice again, though. The Lovers. You have choices to make, and I would choose love. There's love coming into this. It's beautiful, amazing, abundant energy. I really like this. Gemini full moon also brings in a lot of promising energy here, but the Lovers is just so nice. I mean, yes, it is about choices and the conflict between choices that we have to make. So we could be experiencing that as well. But I don't know. The Lovers in this deck is just so dreamy and lovely, and like, I'm falling in love with you and you're falling in love with me, and we have all this beautiful stability, and it feels like, especially if you're with a Capricorn, Virgo, or a Taurus, there's a lot of really beautiful stability, abundance, like this person is taking care of you this month. There's also this need to, again, slow down and find what makes you feel stable and abundant yourself. What, you know, makes your Venusian qualities feel at home and happy in terms of love. Some more advice and guidance for Libras in terms of love and romance. Come on, give me one card here. Okay. Okay. There we go. Oh my God. Heal any... Again, if you are dealing with like an earth sign or Virgo, Capricorn, even an Aquarius or a Gemini, just try to heal situations for the long term. It also could be that you are, again, just healing your life. You're really facing some hard trauma, some hard heartbreak, some parts of your life here that have given you heartbreak, that have given you pain, where you've been backstabbed, where you've had your heart broken again, where maybe you've had really bad fights with a partner, you know, things that have come up that have really hurt you. You have to work through this for the future and, you know, we're making some tracks the future here. We're really making some progress that as we move forward, it's in a healthier place. We have to look at the long term. Is me carrying this around and not dealing with this stuff going to be healthy for me in this relationship for the long term? Probably not. So you're working through it with focus on, how is this going to help me in the long term? How is this going to bring more abundance or happiness and love into my life here? Again, we get the Six of Swords, moving on from trauma, moving on from pain. Take your lessons and push on out, okay? You're taking smooth passage away from difficulties. And again, there's a really stabilizing energy. I feel like a lot of you guys are, again, focused on what's going to make me happy. Is, again, Nine of Pentacles is very, I believe it's Venus in Virgo. I'm not positive, though. But it's very stable, very happy, very abundant. You know, she has a lot, just, you know, a lot of success to celebrate and feel comfortable about. And she doesn't have to worry about money. She doesn't have to worry about pushing on forward or anything, because she's got everything that she needs. She's already manifested, worked for it. And look at all those grapes. She doesn't really have to plant anymore. Now it's just harvesting and appreciating all the work that she's already put in that's giving her this. So in terms of love and a relationship, you put in a lot of work. And by moving on from something and leaving something in the past here, you're getting to a more stable position. And you have to trust that this is best for you right now. You have to look at long-term stable energy, you know, committed energy. That's really what we're stepping into. And if we want that, or if our ideas about that are changing, we really have to look at why. And we also have to look at the areas in our life that need to be healed or really dealt with. And this Three of Swords reverse has come up twice. So I know that there is heartbreak within you or loss within you, something that has hurt you, someone that has hurt you. Even, you know, again, if you're in a relationship, if you guys have had difficulties in the past or anything, you have to work through letting it go for the future if you want this to work. And you have to look at, can we work through this, or can I let this go? And I do believe 100% that you can, because we also get that Six of Swords twice. You can take the lessons without the emotions and move forward. We can mature and move on. Really, really nice. And if you are trying to get over somebody, the faster you get over them and let them and their problems and what they left you with go, like erase all their energy off of you, it feels like not even like you definitely have love coming in, or again, this reawakened excitement and triumphant energy towards love, where you can just snag people like that with that kind of energy if you're single. But you got to work through some past stuff and look at, you know, how it affects your love life now and how it affects your views and how we approach it now. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. From the Doreen Virtue Romance Angel Oracle deck here. What else do we get? Children. Your love life is being affected by children. So maybe for some of you it's about children. But for me, this often talks about your inner child and needing to listen to what your inner child would want. You know, what would make me happy? So what would make my inner child happy? What do you want? What do you need from me right now? And it feels to me like it's like, I want to move on and be happy. I want to chase some fire and energy and stop, you know, living in the past, stop holding on to things that are not healthy. Pull one more for you guys. Ooh, trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith, Libra. Have faith. The situation will play out the way it needs to, and you can work through this. And if you're very single and been dealing with this for a while, feel free to open, you know, you need to open yourself up here. It's like when you show that you can be vulnerable and that you can really talk about some things that may have actually hurt and affected you, you'll see a different side from other people. And it's like, that's what pushes it into the next level for some of you in a relationship. Or some of you trying to get into a relationship with somebody. And again, if you open yourself up to somebody that you feel deserves it and that you know deserves it, it will be worth it. So Libra, those are your messages for love and romance for December 2019. Do check out your monthly reads, guys, for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus. And if you want to get half off of any 20-minute or longer reading that is booked, you can book a reading before the end of 2019, and that will be applicable. I don't know why I can't speak right now. And yeah, all that information is right below this video in the description box. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Hit that wiggly bell, and it'll let you know when I go live or when I post up a video. And have a wonderful and blessed end of the decade. Namaste.